Yo, what's going on, you beautiful people? Today's video, we got a day 3 prediction video. Sorry for no webcam. I'm literally in a hotel room, literally back from the World Finals in Sweden. So, yeah, it's a little bit sketchy one, but we're going to go through the predictions, try and give you guys the most points possible. I've got 2,000 points, which is pretty good. I think you get 200 points now per prediction you get right. And if you vote for MVP at the end of every single game, you should be pretty good to go. But I've been doing really good in predictions. I think I got 2 wrong so far. So hopefully I can help you guys get even more points. So let's just get straight into the juicy stuff right here. Let me have a look at the reward track pretty quick. So in terms of the rewards that I've got so far, if it goes by so slow. There's a lot of problems with the website, which of course with so many people trying to get all these rewards, there's going to be some issues. It's not going to be as smooth as normal. So it looks like I've got the Teddy pin, and then tomorrow I get one more pin. So I've got every Hypercharge, so I don't mind so much. As long as I get the exclusive pin, I don't really mind too much, which I should be able to get. And of course that Hypercharge at the end, which is going to be really exciting stuff. So let's jump into the juicy stuff. This is going to be a banger. So when you took a look at the last predictions, I literally got 1 wrong, which, by the way, some people get me some heat, but I did say in my video it was 50-50, and then literally as I was talking to the pros, watching the scrims just before the matches, like everyone was saying Tribe, so I wish I could go back, and I literally would have got 6 out of 6 there. That would have been pretty insane. And then in terms of the day 2 results, I think these went pretty good. Yeah, just the last game again, which I got wrong. So yeah, 6 out of 8 is pretty good. And again, another SK Foot one was pretty much 50-50, but the rest were pretty easy to predict, in my opinion. A few close calls, but in the end, not really many upsets, I would say, that have happened. So now we're going into the first prediction. So this is the first quarterfinal. This one's set out to be a banger. So let me give you guys some context really quick. So we have Luminosity Gaming versus Zeta. Luminosity was first of NA West. I can't remember the top of my head, but anyways, they were ahead of STMN. So let's see if they have the potential on LAN. Zeta, number 1 in EU. So this is a really big grudge match. Literally, most of our hopes, I think, really rely on Zeta in terms of EU. I don't think SK will have enough to win it, whilst Zeta look really good. They were really close to beating STMN. So this is going to be a grudge match. LG, they came top of their group. They did have some really close run-ins with BC, who are from China, and then also Revenant as well, which I thought, honestly, LG could have lost both of those games, but they dug it out in the end, which that's what good teams do. It's a hard game to predict, but I think in my head, especially with Zeta, sweeping Nouns, which are a really good team, definitely better teams that Luminosity face. Just judging off the form from LAN, I can only really say one thing. I think Zeta are going to take this one. It's going to be a really close game. I love the Luminosity guys. I've been hanging out with them quite a lot. They're really good players. I think they can beat Zeta, but of course, they've got to pick someone, right? I can't just pick my friends with this, sadly. I'll go with Zeta, but I'll be very happy if Luminosity prove me wrong. And, hopefully they do win, even though I should be supporting EU. But now, we've got a banger. So, Crazy Raccoon versus Totem. I think if I was to rewind 6 months ago, and by the time, Totem won ESL Masters, they was in the form of their life, I would honestly be starting to go towards Totem, but after watching them yesterday against, who was it? So they faced off against Tribe. They lost 3-1 versus Tribe, and then they only just won 3-2 versus Na'Vi. And after hearing what some people have been saying, watching scrims, I think Totem just aren't at the level that they were before in the past. And Crazy Raccoon, a lot of people were saying, especially some of the pros, were saying that Group D was the hardest group with SK and Foot. And for them to sweep SK and Foot, like we know Crazy Raccoon are insane, like that is very impressive. So I'm sorry. I think this should be the easiest one to predict out of all of them. No shade to Totem, but Crazy Raccoon look insane. I just can't go against them. And then Stamina versus Revenant. I'll quickly go into this one, but I think you guys know what the answer is. So Revenant, they looked actually surprisingly really strong. Like they're looking better and better with every single LAN, but I think this will just be a step too far for them. They nearly beat Luminosity Gaming. They narrowly beat China. For me, I think if it was anyone else but Stamina, I'd probably give them a little bit more of a chance. I think probably be like 3-1, but Stamina should be pretty easy for this one, in my opinion. And then we have the final quarterfinals, which is Tribe versus SK. This is always a banger. I'm always excited for this one. Sorry for my voice, by the way. I've been screaming at the Foot match. But yeah, we have Tribe Gaming, who I thought, I always respect Tribe Gaming. I thought that their year was a little bit shady, but then after watching their scrims, after watching them in a really tough Group B, 3-1 Na'Vi, 3-1 Totem, they look really good. I mean, they honestly have a chance of winning this whole thing. Whereas SK, I'm just not convinced with them whatsoever. They pulled off a really good reverse sweep versus Foot. I'll give them that. But I think that was more maybe Foot making some mistakes in draft, maybe not closing the game out in the right way. For me, with Crazy Raccoon, the way they dealt with SK, what was just crazy. It was a crazy thing to watch. So I just think there's only one answer. I would say probably like a 60, maybe even 65% Tribe win for me. I've got to go with Tribe. And now we reach the first semi-final game. So Zeta versus Crazy Raccoon. This one honestly should be the finals match. I think on paper, if I was to say the two favorites, which I think should be in the finals, I think it would be Zeta and Crazy Raccoon. I think it will be a very close game. Zeta dominating in the EU region. They're looking good on land. I think maybe there might have been some nerves with Stamina. Stamina are an amazing team. They only just lost out to Stamina. I think Zeta have potential to pull off this upset. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Crazy Raccoon. But for the sake of predictions and the sake of always trying to bet for the favourite, I'm just going to have to go with Crazy Raccoon, guys. I'm sorry. I want my points. I think it's pretty safe to go with Crazy Raccoon. Again, I love the guys in Crazy Raccoon, but I would be rooting for someone else other than them. I'll kind of want to see someone else win World Finals. It would be pretty boring, I would say, if Crazy Raccoon managed, well, especially Tensai is just too good. Winning it 3 times in a row. Come on, give someone else a chance. But now we have another potential banger here. We have Tribe Gaming versus STMN. I've already introduced both teams, and this is where it can get very spicy. So honestly, I think if you were to put odds on this one as well, I would say it is favoured to Stamina at the moment. I would say about 55%, maybe even 60% Stamina, mainly because I think Stamina have had the better of Tribe on recent LAN events. They're looking a lot better in terms of I know they had to go for LCQ, but they look really good at LCQ. I don't know. I just think things have been going really well for Stamina, and they're really heating up. I think they have a good potential to maybe even win the whole thing. And Tribe, I think, are looking really hot as well at the moment. And of course, it being kind of a grudge match from NA, anything can happen. But again, I'm betting a favourite. If you guys want to just go for something else, you can. But I'm here to tell you guys who is the favourite, who isn't. And I think for me, Stamina are the favourites. But I don't know who to root for that one. I love both of the guys. I hope one of those guys win the actual whole event. So I'm hoping whoever wins that game wins the grand finals. And now we have grand finals. Now this would just be crazy. Crazy Raccoon reaching the finals again. I may as well just go sleep. But yeah, we have Crazy Raccoon versus Stamina. And again, if you're betting the favourites, you have to go with Crazy Raccoon. I might spice it up though. I don't know what it is. I feel like Stamina could surprise people here. I don't know if it's my bias. I don't know if it's just, maybe it's just something within Stamina. They haven't won a World Finals yet, this prestigious. I think stuff like that can really affect people. I don't know. I'm going back and forth in my head. Maybe, I don't know. I've got to go with Crazy Raccoon. Okay, I'm just going to have to lock that in, guys. Very boring. Crazy Raccoons win the World Finals. I think going into this event, I knew how strong Crazy Raccoon were, but I'm just so impressed by the way they won 3-0 against Foot and SK. People were saying Foot was a top 3 contender with how well they were playing. So for them to just destroy them, it was a crazy sight. So here we go. We're going through the predictions again, just in case you guys want to see. We have Zeta to beat LG. I think Zeta are favourites, but again, LG can win this. I think literally all of them, except for probably Revenant, both teams can win it. We have Crazy Raccoon to beat Totem, which again, Crazy Raccoon are heavy favourites for that one. I would probably honestly say, again, no disrespect to Totem, they can do something. But I would probably say 70% Crazy Raccoon. Seriously, they're that good. Stamina versus Revenant, I would say about 80% Stamina. Honestly, they look insane. And then Tribe SK, I'd say probably 65% Tribe. I would say that's pretty fair. SK can pull off an upset, but I just don't think it will happen, and most pros do agree with that opinion. in terms of semi-finals. Zeta versus Crazy Raccoon, that would be a crazy one. Honestly, if anyone were to beat Crazy Raccoon, I think it would be Zeta, honestly. I think they would have the best chance of beating Crazy Raccoon, but I just can't bet against them. And then Stamina versus Tribe, again, a grudge match, NA, be very close. And then Crazy Raccoon versus Stamina. So I'm going to submit those predictions, and hopefully that really helps you guys out. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys have had fun with this World Finals. It's been insane, such a cool event. And of course, I can't wait to get back to streaming it and doing all that good stuff when I'm back home on Monday. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.